And the Mandalorian also doing good. Have we got a name for him yet? Is it just the Mandalorian? What's the kill count for this droid? Obviously it's going to be nowhere near Chopper, but still. Right, why is he trying to kill him? That's what? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 1. Now, I cannot wait to get into this. First off, because it's the first thing after the Empire has fallen. So we're going into a new, time in the Star Wars galaxy that we just haven't really stepped foot in yet. And plus, I'm also just really excited to get more on Mandalorians in general. We've gotten to know some great stuff throughout Clone Wars and Rebels with Sabine and just seeing Bo-Katan and her family and all of that. And the last thing we saw is that Bo-Katan took the Darksaber and she's going to go and lead her people. So I'm kind of hoping we can see that sort of thing get continued. But I'm also just super excited to just see what actually happens here. Like, there's so much up in the air. Now it's like, it's either going to be chaotic or peaceful in the galaxy. The Empire's gone. You're not going to be dealing with stormtroopers and the threat of the Death Star and all of this stuff. Palpatine's gone. Vader, Inquisitors, all of that, it's gone now. So what is there left to be this threat that's being imposed on the galaxy? I think it's just going to be interesting to see what the story ends up doing. Will it stay small, just focus on the character so you don't have to worry about the larger picture of things? Or will it go into stuff like that with how Rebels did it, where it started off small and even got bigger and showed that they even defeated a giant part of the Empire and got it off of Lothal? But yeah, I've heard so many good things about this show and I just can't wait to get it started and just get into this new time period in Star Wars. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. Very ominous sounding start, just beeping. So that's it. What is that? What is it? Do we know this Mandalorian? Who's this Mandalorian? Clayton or Sabine or Bo-Katan? You knew? What? You couldn't tell this poor person? Why would you come into a bar like this? Was it your choice? Awesome theme. Everyone just stops and stares. Okay, so it's weird to see a Mandalorian here. What's the sentiment around Mandalorians in the galaxy right now? I would assume they're still seen as warriors, maybe feared?
Mando.
This guy an idiot. Everyone else just quiet and just watching. He's not reading the room at all. Yeah, he's an idiot. What would on earth make him think he can take a Mandalorian?
The scar.
These guys are so weird. Oh no,
Here.
They're dead. Yep, thought as much. Okay, let this be cool. Okay, cool. The gear. You're not getting away. That was so fast. Okay, awesome. Love that we're getting to see this, the Mandalorian fighting skills like this already. What is it? 5 minutes? Not even 5 minutes in, and we're just seeing an awesome scene.
Hey, you know what? Here, you take my credits. Buy yourself a drink.
Has this guy spoken one line yet? Oh.
Is that a bounty puck?
Not one line.
Is that me?
You wouldn't put it down if it wasn't.
I can get you more credits.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
That's his first line. That is insane. Oh, and it shut this guy out completely. Feel bad for him. He's just... Okay, so the guy's a bounty hunter. That's what we know. Of course, that's the one staple thing that would remain after the Empire's fallen. Don't think that industry is going anywhere. But I just love that. You can either come in warm or you can come in cold. That's the only thing he says. It's perfect. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the chatting. He doesn't care about your begging. You have one choice. Come in dead or alive.
No droids.
Really? Why? Okay, why not droid? You'll pay extra to not get a droid. That's odd. Guess we get to learn a little bit about you. You just don't like droids. Really? Why couldn't you go with the droid? Look at that thing.
Where to?
You really just couldn't deal with the droid? I love how quiet this has been so far.
You know what he's looking for? You're looking for Ravenaps, right? It's clear right now!
This guy's way too chatty. He's just trying to make conversation with everyone. Is that the ship? That looks nice.
You're kidding me, right?
Get out.
Why would you think you'd be kidding? Why would he drag you all this way if it was for kidding?
No big deal. They won't come out here and I'll pay for it.
You're gonna pay for your own travel? What?
I'd stay off the ice if I were you.
No.
You think there's really something to worry about?
Probably. You wouldn't be warned if there wasn't, but you're way too chatty. He keeps trying to make conversation. He's gonna die. Yep, what did that? What? Get on the ship now. It can smell you. Wow. It's a giant walrus. Oh dear.
That was close.
I love how calm the main guy is. We're getting nothing from him. I love this. It's just silence. It's just doing his job.
It's taking us down. What are you doing?
He's not talking to you. Give up.
Take us under. Where are you going? We gotta do stuff. We gotta get out of here.
He's doing stuff. Just to... oh. Is this damaging the ship? That's how easy it was. He just jabbed it with an electric stick. I love this guy.
Let's go, 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 let's go.
The other one just talks way too much. So yeah, I really like this opening. So we've just seen the end of a bounty hunt, or just not really the end of it, just how quick this guy has made it. And this guy doesn't really seem like a threat though.
I like your ship. She's classic. Razor Crest, am I right?
Can you just not like appreciate some silence?
I have a lot of credits, by the way. That's why I offered to hail a cruiser.
He doesn't care. Just drop it. Try and just... Why? You don't need a conversation.
Is it true that you guys never take off your helmets?
Huh? Okay, now that bit's interesting. We've seen that plenty of times. Why would that be different here?
I mean, I could do it here, but if you've never seen a fledgling Mithril, evacuate your thorax.
Just go. Just go. Relieve yourself.
Clearly, there's nowhere for me to go. So, I'm gonna look for that vac tube if it's all the same to you.
I love how unfazed this guy is. He's just looking, he's just staring ahead. Do whatever. He does not care. You're no threat.
Found it. Thanks.
That's a space toilet. Hey. Right? Oh, there's so many things. Oh dear. There's so many pipes to it. Oh, he found his weapon closet. That looks so cool. So yeah, this guy's a bounty hunter. Where does he rank in bounty hunter people? We know Cad Bane, Embo, Fennec. Who else? Where does he like sit among them? How long has he been doing this for?
I was hoping to be free for Life Day. Maybe even
Oh dear, Carbonite. Why didn't you grab a weapon? Why didn't you just grab a weapon? What are you doing? You just went exploring?
But I guess that's not gonna happen this year.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, you had too much freedom, too chatty. There you go, and frozen. This is what he does. The people get too chatty and he just locks them up in Carbonite. Not every bounty hunter does that. I love that. I think I just love his efficiency with it. We've seen a bounty hunt that goes so perfectly. All the other bounty hunts I feel like we've seen they are kind of difficult. But of course, I guess the way we're following are normally against the bounty hunters. Because you had the one in the Bad Batch, that one was difficult. That one was just so effortless. Everyone stops to stare at him. Okay, he definitely has a presence. He's a big deal wherever he is.
Did you catch them all?
Okay, he's that good. He did multiple missions all like that.
These are Imperial credits.
They still spin.
I don't know if you heard, but
Interesting.
the Empire is gone.
Finally. Okay, some world building on this.
I can do calamari flan,
Calamari, okay.
but I can only pay half.
This is interesting. So, of course, Empire credits apparently still work. I imagine, yeah, you have rich and wealthy people. They're not going to give up their money if it's all in Imperial stuff. So, of course, that's going to still work so they can get money. But yeah, the Empire is gone, so there must be a new currency system around. Calamari, that's for the fish people. And it's cool to see, like, the traces of the rebellion, of the Empire and how it's fallen, just how it's affecting things.
Another bail jumper, wanted smuggler.
I'll take them all.
Okay, so they weren't that difficult targets to capture.
There are other members of the guild, and this is all I have.
He was just taking all of it.
They just don't want to pay guild rates. They don't mind if things get sloppy.
I love how competent this is making him look. We barely know him, yet he's already got such a presence about him.
There is one job.
And everyone looking again.
Face to face. Direct commission. Deep pocket.
Interesting. It sounds iffy.
Do you want the chit or not?
Okay, so guided by money then. Is that guided by money? He wouldn't go for one of the smaller ones or just take one smaller one. He needed the bigger pocket one. But he doesn't seem to need the money. What else is he doing? We're just seeing him get back from one mission and immediately go to the next one. Is it just a workaholic type thing? I just said that he's basically saying nothing. All we can tell from him is his actions. And he's giving a lot, but also very little. I like his armor too. That's not like the helmet obviously sticks out. What about all the other bit? They've got paint on it. Almost reminds me of Boba Fett. Huh? What? They look broken and bruised. What are the stormtroopers doing here? What's happening? Empire should be gone.
Grief Karga said you were coming.
I guess you're the commission? Are you part of the Empire? Empire should be gone.
What else did he say?
He said you were the best in the parsec.
Awesome. So I'm guessing Cad Bane just isn't in the parsec at the minute.
No, pardon. Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm.
What's happening?
This is Dr. Pershing.
I'm trying to say, what is his, he's wearing an amulet. It almost looks a medallion or whatever. It looks like the Imperial logo.
Please lower your blaster.
Have them lower theirs first.
We have you 4-1.
I'm trying to decide, are these actual stormtroopers like employed by the Empire, or are they just hired bodyguards?
Please sit.
I mean, the armor's filthy. I doubt the Empire would allow them to keep the armor like that. I feel like this is definitely... Yeah, Empire's gone. Then this guy, he looks too smart. That's the Empire... That's the Imperial logo around his neck. This is Empire stuff.
Beskar?
Go ahead. It's real.
Okay, way to get to a Mandalorian.
This is only a down payment. I have a Comptono
And there's the Imperial logo.
waiting for you upon delivery of the asset.
And he has more.
Alive, though I acknowledge bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Okay, so he giving leeway.
Proof of termination is also acceptable for a lower fee.
Okay, so... Ooh,
That is not what we agreed upon.
conflict. So you're okay with it being alive or dead? You definitely want it alive. Interesting.
Chain code.
We can only provide the last 4 digits.
Why is it so secretive?
That's all you can give me?
Yes, they're 50 years old.
Okay.
A man of your skill should make short work of this.
Interesting, interesting. So you're looking for a 50-year-old that it seems like whatever remnants of the Empire this is after, and they want them alive, not dead. That seems interesting.
Scar belongs back into the hands of a Mandalorian, good to restore the natural order of things.
But that also seems interesting.
Rid of such disarray.
Disarray.
Don't you agree?
So was that a comment on the Empire, saying that the period of the Empire was a disarray? That the Beskar should be back with Mandalorians. A lot to take away from that. Okay. Right, the guy, I'm really not sure. If he is Empire, that could mean the target is either Rebellion or Jedi. But I'd hope that the Jedi would be fine now, but I guess there could be remnants of the Empire left. Palpatine is dead, but of course you would have underlings that would have authority over people. There was armies or whatever. I doubt it all went away overnight. So this could be something that's left behind. Then they could be looking for a rebellion operative that they want to take out that could maybe hinder their regrowth or rebirth. Or maybe it's still like a grudge against Force wielders or something. But like militancy-wise, it would be better to go after a rebellion operative. Force users really shouldn't be on their radar. That's if this is an Imperial thing. There's a bunch of Mandalorians. Okay, so many. Are those children with helmets on? Okay, crest. Oh, have I seen that crest before? I don't know if I have. I don't know the Mandalorian crest. Or Sabine's crest. And it's a logo. And are you a forger? That looks so cool, just seeing all the blue fire. Like that golden helmet with horns. Just, okay, nodding and putting those things down on the table.
This was gathered in the Great Purge. It is good it is back with the tribe.
Great Purge, what's that?
Has your signet been revealed?
Not yet.
Soon.
What's that? Okay, interesting. I feel like all of these lines are just loaded with information. Has his signet been revealed? Not yet. What does that mean? Who reveals the signet? Does he know what his signet is? And is he not revealing it to people? Is it something that he doesn't even know? And he's already using this thing. So yeah, I like this. He's just a workaholic, isn't he? He's gone from one mission. He's not taking any downtime. He's just taking this down payment and immediately turning it into something.
Extremely generous. The excess will sponsor many foundlings.
Oh,
That's good.
foundling.
I was once a foundling.
Info. Okay, foundling. Guessing that means orphan. Finally, bits of past. What do we see? Dressed in red, your parents are running. Being shot at. Obviously your parents are gonna die. Seems like a really running tragic thing with Star Wars characters. And they save you by locking you in a box. And that is what a foundling is. So basically an orphan. And you get a new shoulder thing. Okay, that is cool. And the payment is a bunch of the Beskar, right? That'd be so cool if we can see him like get more and just add new bits to his armor. Like his chest plate got scratched earlier, so maybe you can replace that bit too. But that's also interesting. That's culturally different, right? We saw Sabine where her armor was passed down through generations. Him obviously being a foundling is different. Is that what it is? A foundling? They didn't have a clan or a house. It's like, yeah, how would Mandalorians operate in an orphanage system? Is this what that is? Whether you don't know what house you're from. So that means you can't have your armor passed down. and then customize it to your liking like Sabine does. He has to get new armor because he's not from a clan or a house. At least he doesn't know what house he's from. Is that what the signet? The thing, whatever she said, hasn't been revealed yet. Is that what he's waiting for? Is he waiting to find out what house or clan he's from? Did it say where you are? I don't think it said where you are. Where are you? You're on Tatooine? It's those things. Makes sense. Oh, goodness. Oh, great, and you're bitten. You're okay. What is happening? Oh, no, is he breaking your flamethrower? Punch it in the eye. Oh, what's that? That worked a treat. Is your arm stuck in there? Okay, pig dude. You didn't spot him when you were looking through the scope. Is your armor like more... Oh, great, your armor's ruined. That can't be Beskar, right? Beskar wouldn't damage like that.
You are a bounty hunter.
Yes.
Is that all of his gear gone? I felt like one arm was to do the grapple and one was the flamethrower. Is both of those gone?
I will help you. I have spoken.
You gonna help? Cool, and he's spoken. Great. What can you help with? This is so Tatooine. Why are you back on... Why is Tatooine... Okay, Tatooine again.
They seek the same one as you.
Did you help them?
Yes,
There's nothing left. Luke's got nothing left here.
they died.
Well, then I don't know if I want your help.
Need one. To ride, the way is impossible to pass without a blurred mount.
Why can't you just fly in?
I don't know how to ride Blurg.
I have spoken.
Okay, not... I like him. They're both of them. They don't like conversation. He's spoken. Go with it.
Perhaps if you removed your helmet.
Perhaps he remembers I tried to roast him.
Males are all eaten during mating.
Lovely. These things always look so weird. They're like squished down T-Rexes, right? You've got the tail, the legs, the tiny little arms, but then they just got no body or neck. I love how random this opening feels. It's just going on different little things. You've had your bounty hunt, now you're doing a rodeo.
Speeder bike that I could hire.
You are a Mandalorian.
Okay,
Your ancestors rode the great mythosaur.
what's that?
Surely you can ride this young foal.
Okay, making him question his culture. Ah, orphan. Yeah, that's it. He doesn't feel... Is it that he doesn't feel connected with his culture because his parents are gone? So he doesn't have the clan thing, so he feels separated, so he wants to prove himself as a Mandalorian. And if Mandalorians are his ancestors do it, that connects him to family. He doesn't know who his parents are, so of course he wouldn't know who his ancestors are. If they can ride a mythosaur, whatever that is, he can ride the pug T-Rex looking thing. It's a squished down T-Rex. I'm going to call it a pug T-Rex, not a blurg. It's a smushed down T-Rex.
All right.
See, you are a true Mandalorian. Tame the creature. Now I just want to know what a mythosaur is. If that thing is not comparable to it, what is a mythosaur? This looks so weird and so fun. Why couldn't you just flown this way? Why wouldn't flying have worked? I feel like this is longer and more difficult. I love the sets though. Where was it? I hope this was all like filmed on... Obviously it can't probably all be filmed on real life, but these sets look really good.
This territory has been an endless stream of mercenaries seeking reward.
You want peace, that's what you're after. Okay, you just want everything to quiet down.
Those that live here come to seek peace. There will be no peace until they're gone.
So that's why you've been helping bounty hunters. You just want them to succeed so that you can get this whole thing over with.
Never met a Mandalorian. I've only read the story.
Probably the same stories he might have read, because he doesn't... Yeah, he's orphaned, so of course he wouldn't really understand it the way, I guess, Sabine would, being that close to all the culture and stuff. So he's trying to live up to the stories.
I have spoken.
He has spoken, okay. And that's the encounter. This is Tatooine. This is so Tatooine. What could be on Tatooine that some kind of little remnant of the Empire is after? A bunch of guards just standing around. What do they do all day? They just stand there?
Oh, no. Bounty droid.
Bounty droid? We've seen those before. Those were assassin droids, right? Yeah, I mean, oh dear, yep. I'm sure we've seen these things before, right? I don't remember them being armed with guns, and they were lethal anyway. Now it has guns! And it's on lockdown. Can a droid win?
Calls you to immediately produce said asset.
It's honestly cool that we're seeing... Oh dear. It's cool that we're seeing a droid bounty hunter. It's another example of their sentience coming in. It doesn't have a master. It's doing its own thing. And why does it need money? Maybe replace parts or something?
The bounty is mine.
Unless I'm mistaken, you are, as of yet, empty-handed.
Guess that's why he doesn't like droids. They just argue and chat, don't they?
We split the reward.
This is acceptable.
Yeah, actually gonna work with the droid.
I will, of course, receive the reputation merits associated with the mission.
Talk
Negotiate.
about this later.
Yeah, stop negotiating now.
I require an answer if I am to proceed. Alert.
Get behind cover! Great, you allow them time to regroup. Okay, yeah, it's really giving a great example why the guy doesn't like droids. To buy the book. But the dude is insane. Look at the accuracy. It's just shooting everything. And the Mandalorian also doing good. Have we got a name for him yet? It's just the Mandalorian. I love how destructive this all is. It's just 2 of you versus this entire encampment. What's the kill count for this droid? Obviously it's going to be nowhere near Chopper, but still.
Up top.
Nice teamwork, yay!
It appears we are trapped. I will initiate self-destruct sequencing.
No, don't you dare!
Whoa, you're what?
Why is he so quick to give up?
Protocol dictates I cannot be captured. I must self-destruct.
Do not.
Okay, maybe not fully sentient, just doing what your manufacturer said, not really caring about his own life. There's so many here. What are they guarding? They don't look like rebellion. And what on earth would be on Tatooine that would warrant this kind of protection? Oh, they hit it. I mean, should I be wanting the bounty hunters to win here? Is that... Who's the good guys? Are these the good guys or are you the good guys? Is there even a good guy here? Oh, no.
I will initiate self-destruct.
Stop
Do
doing...
not self-destruct. We're shooting our way out.
He's way too eager with that.
Okay.
Back behind cover, yep. Oh, dear.
Quiet.
That's gonna destroy the wall. That's not gonna last long.
Beginning self-destruct countdown.
No, stop.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting his frustration with the droids.
Draw their fire. I'll take it out.
Acceptable.
Go.
Go on, go be cannon fodder. Go, go, go. And, yep. Is that... Nice. Is the droid down? It means we won't have to split the commission. And, yeah, you've won. You've just turned their biggest weapon against them. I like that he's got a cape. I haven't just noticed that. He's got a cape. Why do the Mandalorians have capes? Don't think we've ever seen anyone with a cape.
I will disengage self-destruct initiative.
Thank you. But, okay, he's alive, so do have to split the commission.
That blaster hit looks nasty. You okay?
Running a quick diagnostic.
I don't see any damage on him.
Missed my central wiring harness.
Is that good?
Where's his eyes? What am I meant to be looking at?
Well, now we just need to get the door open.
Oh dear. Just working both with the same brain cell. You know, what? How do you know this ain't gonna hit whatever's inside? You need it alive. Okay, guess it worked, but you could have killed whatever was in here. Why? Why even try that? They clearly won, like a while ago.
My sensors indicate that there is a life form present.
But where? There? It's there, the thing's going nuts. Okay, it's in what looks like rubbish. What is that? It looks like an egg. And smoke mist came out of it. Is that the thing? It's meant to be 50. What is it?
They said 50 years old.
Yeah.
Species age differently. Perhaps it could live many centuries.
Green?
Sadly, we'll
What?
never know.
No.
Right, why was it trying to kill it? That's what?
The commission was quite specific. The asset was to be terminated.
Okay, I'm getting... What'd you do? What'd you do? Okay, you killed it. Okay, wow. Okay, you protected it. Orphan, yep. It's a child, yep. That's Baby Yoda, right? I have seen that thing. It has been merchandised to death. Even before... Yeah, I remember that. Before I even did reactions, that thing was just everywhere. This is where it is? Okay, what a shot to end on. Okay, well, I think I just have to talk about the ending first. That's Baby Yoda. I remember it was memes and stuff. It was basically, I'm sure the internet compared that thing to Baby Groot. That's what I remember. It was everywhere. And then toys, figures, all of it. That's where this thing is? I don't know what I was expecting. I thought it was actually Baby Yoda. Is that actually Baby Yoda? Is that Yoda, essentially? Is that Baby Yoda? Is he, like, reincarnated? What, was it another one of the... Yaddle. No, Yoda's 900 and something. Yeah, Yoda's 900. How old? I mean, I guess he could still do it. But, like, is that Yoda's kid? It kind of has to be. Unless it is him reincarnated. No, 50 years old. What the? I don't know anymore. What? How is this thing here? It's like, okay. That was an incredible start to this show. Yeah, okay. Looking past the Yoda in the room, going to the Mandalorian. Love him so much. We know nothing about him. Absolutely love that. We know very little. We know he's an orphan. We don't even know his name. I'm sure they haven't even mentioned his name. And I kind of love that. All you can call him is the Mandalorian. I love that we have no connections either. He is an orphan, so he's not got a clan or a house. It's completely separate from the whole Sabine, Bo-Katan stuff, Mandalore essentially. I doubt, yeah, that it was a guild. That's not Mandalore. It might be in the Mandalore system, but they're definitely not Mandalorians there. So yeah, this has actually really piqued my interest now. It's a Mandalorian who has no idea about being a Mandalorian essentially. But he's a grown-up, so he must have found something. He's found some kind of tribe or whatever on this planet, but he doesn't know about all the other Mandalorian stuff and the customs. Even the pig dude seemed to know. He talked about stories, riding a mythosaur, all of this stuff. You had the one fish dude talk about how they never take off their helmets. Obviously, we know that's not true, but it seems like, we never even saw his face. I know who the actor is. He's huge now, Pedro Pascal, going on to be Mr. Fantastic. But like, this is so interesting. We're actually seeing what an orphan would do as a Mandalorian. Since the whole thing is about family and connections, what does an orphan do in this society with this culture? I love that he feels the need to sort of prove that sort of thing. That's with the whole mythosaur thing, with the pug T-Rexes, blurgs. He almost gets called out that your ancestors were able to do this. Usually it should be fine for you. It's that connection. He doesn't know his parents, so why would he know his ancestors? But he wants that connection, so he tries to do it like the people that came before him would. It's like we're following him, find these bits and pieces of how he connects to the culture. This is so cool. So the actual show, Mandalorian, is about following a Mandalorian, get closer with the culture. I hope that's what this is. Yeah, so then I guess the most important bit about him, bounty hunter, foundling, orphan. So all this stuff, doesn't know his parents. So I also wanted to find out sort of where he ranks in bounty hunter people. Because we know Cad Bane, I think he's still going. The Empire used him. He'll be around. He's obviously the #1 bounty hunter. No one tops Cad Bane. He is insane. You got Fennec, who was around in Bad Batch. She was around with the Empire. Embo, I guess he might still be around, but he wasn't really that major. He's just, I like the name. I don't remember other bounty hunters. Boba Fett, he's got a show, but he should be dead. So somehow that's happening. And you had Boba Fett's brother, who I'm forgetting the name of, the lizard, the Trandoshan. You got a bunch of bounty hunters, but where does this dude rank in them? They said he was the best in the Parsec. So I'm guessing that at least Cad Bane is not in the Parsec, because Cad Bane obviously would come out #1. But this is very interesting. So we know that he's very good. He's clearly one of the best. So I'm guessing he's been doing it for a long time here. So it could be that he's just been doing it for life. We've seen Boba Fett be sort of a bounty hunter since childhood. So isn't that much of a stretch to assume that this guy's been doing it too? I hope we do get more on his past after the actual... I mean, I assume we're going to get more on the past of how he became a foundling, but I also want to get more on his past, what happened after he became a foundling. How did he find these other Mandalorians on this planet? How did he become a bounty hunter? How did he get as good as he is? How did he get Beskar? Because I'm assuming that's the helmet has to be the only bit of Beskar on him. Those two look so visually distinct, the shoulder and the helmet. Those two look visually distinct compared to the rest of him. Plus his arm, the things on his arms, they've got shredded. They seem destroyed. So how did he get the helmet of Beskar as well? I'm really interested about this character now. It seems so exciting to me. Yeah, then you have the Baby Yoda, which is confusing to think about. I'm going to try and just go through it slowly. I knew this thing existed. I kind of forgot about it, because of course Yoda was dead. I thought it might have been like a flashback thing, but guess not. Yoda's long dead. Yeah, this is past Return of the Jedi. Yoda's dead. Yoda's a ghost. So unless he came back as like reincarnated, this is something new. So how? It's got to be his kid. Either, because yeah, the Yoda species, that's the confusing bit. They're a mystery, and they're meant to stay that way. You had Yoda and Yador. They were the only one, male, female, and they have made a child, apparently. That's the only way. Unless they've gone back to whatever mystery planet homeworld they have and gotten this other one. But then why do that? Yoda definitely got with Yador. They got together, they did things. And we know that's excusable within the old Jedi Order because you had Kid Adamundi, who had plenty of children. And I think wives. And if a species is in danger, they have discretion to sow their oats. So Yoda and Yador either... Oh no, it probably helps. My theory is they've got their secret planet with their homeworld that no one knows about, but then they must tell everyone that they're from a near extinct species. They're the last two left alive. So to keep that lie going, they want to prolong their species by doing it and having a kid to keep the species going. But that kid's 50 years old. That would be so... Wait, how old is the Mandalorian? That could be so much fun. Is the kid older than the Mandalorian? He's 50. This is giving me so many ideas and theories, and now I'm just so more excited than ever to continue this. Baby Yoda's here. Okay, to begin, this was such an amazing premiere to this show. I think it's mainly because of how they strike the balance between making this intriguing character where you still know nothing about them, but you still love them anyway, and also the very grabby ending. Like the Mandalorian himself, absolutely love him. Just getting to know the personality and just the basics of it, where he just doesn't seem to like chatty people. When he locks them up, does his work, he's a workaholic, that's all he's got going on in his life, and he's got this need to get back with his culture. Love that, and I really want to see that grow more. I feel like he can do that with getting more Beskar armor, since we've seen him get the shoulder pad. I would love to see it get all Beskar and get all Mandalorian armor, but also the fact that he's an orphan and a foundling. These are very small little details, but they're so huge for him, and it allows us to follow this journey. Being an orphan in the Mandalorian society must be so painful, considering how prominent houses and clans are in this whole thing. Sabine, House Krez, all of this stuff. We've seen how important family was to Sabine. So for an orphan to be in this world, how does that work? And then we get to see him come to terms with, I guess, other people knowing about Mandalore, maybe more than he does. Because that is what happened with the pig dude. He said that your ancestors would ride mythosaurs, whatever that is, and this guy couldn't even ride the pug T-Rex. But then when he heard it, he got back on and did it. He wanted to prove that he is connected to that Mandalorian society, and mainly, he wanted to prove to himself that he was connected to that. It's really fun to think about, and I cannot wait to see what else we get from this. And I hope that we go back into like both sides of his past. I'd love to know what clan he does actually hail from, and then what happened after his family were gone. How did he become a bounty hunter? How long has he been doing this for? Is there anything in between? Has he just been the way he was this episode for his entire life? And I think I just love how intriguing they make it while giving us barely anything. I'm sure they didn't even say his name in this, which is just really blowing my mind. We don't need to. He's just the Mandalorian and he's just doing his job here. Then, of course, the Baby Yoda. So, right, I remember this thing existing. I remember seeing the memes of people comparing him to Baby Groot. That's what I know. That's why I saw it before. And then I guess I just assumed it would show up as a flashback for Yoda, and then I forgot about it. And now it's here. So, it's got to be Yoda's kid, right? But then he's 900, so he must have had this at 950. How old is Yaddle? It's because like they were both quite old and they had a kid against species, whatever. But like it's so like the whole Yoda species is just nuts. But like oh, and the Empire was after, or whatever. It could be the Empire, might not be, or yeah, some kind of Imperial remnant is after Baby Yoda. That's fun to think about. So will Mandalorian return Baby Yoda? Probably not, because of course the foundling thing. I love the scene at the end where he's reaching out his hand to the child, because they're both orphans, so that's like the sweet thing. So they're gonna bond over that. This could be so much fun going forward. It could be this cold bounty hunter who's all about business having to deal with a child. That would be so amazing. But I just love the mystery surrounding this, and I hope this does. But I both hope and don't hope. I love the mystery surrounding Yoda's species, but also I'd love to get more info on it, and I feel like this is a good way to do that. But then again, how can you? It's 50 and still a baby. So what else can you do with this? I think I just can't wait to see how this does progress. But I love how this episode balanced the intrigue between both this bombshell and also the Mandalorian himself. I don't want to just continue watching this show to find out about this child. I also want to watch it to find out more about the Mandalorian. It's a great balance considering this is a brand new character that we don't know, but also a Baby Yoda. Then just to look at the structure and pace of this episode, absolutely love it. We basically don't get a lot on, I guess, the larger story. We're just seeing a guy do his job. That's it. We get very little about him. We just get him doing his work. He doesn't like chattiness, that's it. I just love how it was quite slow paced going forward, but that's kind of it. He was doing his job. We got to see him finish a job, start a new one, get to the end of it. We're happy with that. I think it's the perfect way to build this show, and as a premiere, it's also quite fun and engaging. Like you would almost expect that not to work, because you don't expect just seeing someone do that everyday thing. You'd expect that to be kind of boring, but they made it work super well. It feels Western, it feels like gunslingers, and it also lacks the connection to all the other Mandalorian stuff we know of. Just the look there that he has. That's the connection. I think I just like that this show took a risk in doing a brand new Mandalorian to spark a Mandalorian show, and yet it's also turned out to have an amazing premiere. Like they could have gone with a Bo-Katan, Sabine show. That's what they could have done. They're both Mandalorians, they're both well-known, they could have made that the star, but they didn't. They went with a complete unknown character that they now get to show off, and they do it in this way, where it's not like some super amazing fight the Empire, whatever comes after the Empire. It's just a bounty hunter, and it's just him doing his thing, and against targets that aren't that difficult to deal with. We've seen Cad Bane, and we've seen the Bad Batch go against difficult targets. This one, he went after a kid and some, I guess, bail jumpers. And yet it still stays so intriguing, and the pacing doesn't let you get bored, and it keeps you on your toes. And the way they do it is just done so well. It's the character himself that makes you want to follow it along, not the action itself. The action's great, but it's the intrigue on the character, getting to know him. With how little he gives away, you want to keep watching because of him. Then the writing and dialogue, absolutely love. I love how each line feels like it's carrying a lot of information and weight to it. Stuff with the Empire, everything, yeah, none of it seemed like it was wasted. Loved how purposeful his first line was, you can come in warm or you can come in cold. Perfect way to just define this character right off the bat. Workaholic, they're not caring about this other person. They have one choice, that's it. And it doesn't really give you a choice. It's either alive or dead. It's not a choice. You want to be alive. It's an absolutely great way to start this character off, a great way to start this show off, just setting the tone right then and there. And throughout the show, each line, nothing is wasted. All of it is rife with information and just helps sparking ideas and theories while keeping a lot of other information very close to the chest. We know very little, we don't even know the guy's name. It just feels like every single line of dialogue here is so purposeful and so wonderful. Then I do want to talk about the world building. So that basically, we got one hint to what's going on after the Empire, seeing that the credits are still being used. The Empire is now done, but people are still willing to use the currency. Of course, that makes sense. The wealthiest and probably the banking clans and all that, they would have adopted the Empire's currency system. So they're not going to just abandon that, are they? That's their money. That's where it's all kept. So of course, people would still have to use it and it'd still be in circulation, even though it may be changing. People would still value things differently. But I like that we're still seeing this sort of fractured stuff within the galaxy through that tiny little bit. Then we get the weirder bit with the creepy guy and the guy with glasses and the stormtroopers. Now, they never outright say that they're part of the Empire or whatever, but you have to assume that the Empire's not going to fall overnight. It was a giant thing with thousands, probably millions of people. Probably more than millions. A planet itself would probably have 1 billion people on it. Empire had billions of people in it. It would not fall overnight. Palpatine's gone, Vader's gone, so the leadership is gone. Tarkin, yep, he's dead. But there would still be people beneath them that would then gain control over little things. And the main giveaway here is that the old man is wearing a Imperial logo crest on his necklace or whatever. That, at least I think, is the Imperial thing. That is there. But it's got to be pretty brave to have that around when I guess the Empire is now fallen. But it is very interesting. And plus the guards he has, their armor is also completely ruined. So maybe they're not fond of what the Empire was. There's a lot of little details. It's hard to think about all of it. But it's clear that there's some remnant of the Empire left here. I just like that. Because of course it would not just disappear. There would still be some bit straggling on, and now that bit wants Baby Yoda. For what? I don't know, but whatever it is, you know it's going to be bad. I'm just surprised they even knew about him. How did they find... There's so much mystery, and I love the mystery. How did they know about him? How did they know he's 50? All of this stuff is so interesting, and I just cannot wait to see when this will all get answered. Then the tone of the show I really loved. With Rebels, it started off very light, and then it got more serious throughout, but they still kept a good balance between comedy and seriousness, but they kept it mainly light for a kid audience. This is completely different. This is staying serious, staying in the moment and cold and harsh, while also having these kind of light levity moments that don't really require laughter. I think Rebels set out to make you laugh. This show, it adds levity to encourage laughter, but you don't need to. One of the best examples I can think of is just the pig dude saying he has spoken. I find that funny and it makes me chuckle a little bit, just because that's his way of speaking, that's his dialogue. It's not a joke, it's just funny. And it's that good little sprinkling of lightness in between all the serious stuff going on. Of course, you also have the Mandalorian himself being very stoic, but then having his issues with the droids, which is quite funny. And then how he deals with chatty people. He doesn't. He just locks them up and shoves them in carbonite. It's done so well. It makes me so excited for all this going forward, because I hope it kind of stays this way. It's just a nice tone, because it means they can play up with things. They can do different things. They can make it more light. They can make it more serious, and it just leaves things open. But the tone it sets right from the premiere is really nice, and it's in keeping with what a gunslinger you would think would be. As for what's next, there's no doubt in my mind the Mandalorian is going to keep the child. That ain't going anywhere. Both of them are orphans. They're going to become a little family. That's super clear. He's not going to give it to the old man and the dude with glasses. That's not going to happen. But then it will be a shame to not get the Beskar though. That could maybe he can get more somehow. That will be fine. But he's not going to give up little Baby Yoda. But it just makes me so excited, because the dynamic between them can be so fun. From what we see of the Mandalorian, he is this stoic, cold bounty hunter. That's it. Now you get to see him try and deal with a child, which I think is going to be so funny to go forward, but also I hope it does stay in keeping with the serious tone. But I love also that that's the only thing I can kind of predict that this show is going to end up doing next. We know nothing about any larger threat, just that the Empire were the ones that commissioned this, so probably if it is the Empire, whatever this thing is, they will still want Yoda. That's the thing. They'll still go after that. So that's kind of the threat that they have, but they're not going to get it. The Mandalorian's going to keep the child. foundlings, orphans, they'll stick together. So I like that that is the only little bit of story we can go off of. And it's quite nice to think about. This story could just be about this Mandalorian protecting this small little child. And honestly, I can't wait to see how they make a whole show out of this. Yeah, overall, I think this was an amazing premiere to this show. The tone, the writing, the way they write the characters has just been absolutely amazing. I love the balance between having the Mandalorian be the one that makes you intrigued and to keep watching, while also having the bombshell at the end. And just love they were able to do that. One doesn't outweigh the other. And I think even though these are brand new characters, right in the new era of Star Wars, I'm so excited to see where this goes. I almost kind of care less about finding out the state of the galaxy. I just want to see what happens with these two now. But yeah, I think just this was an amazing start, and I cannot wait to see where this show will actually go. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you for Season 1, Episode 2. See ya!